During the summer of 2023, we moved to a remote Scottish Hebridean island to be its only two residents, along with our two pet sheep and pair of cats. These remote islands seem to retain an old-fashioned rhythm and a charm which we find encouraging us to live a more frugal and simple life, the way man was perhaps more intended to. We have an ancient stone cottage to restore, veggies to grow, livestock to build up, fish to catch and smoke, a boat to buy, and much more. Step back in time with us at the Scottish Isle.
Well, this was done several weeks ago. It's now dried out, but I'm as kind of confused as you are why we've got different tones. Because that shouldn't have happened, should it?
No.
It should be all one tone. But here, it's darker, and it's much darker here.
Well, it doesn't really matter if we're...
Well, that is now the plan, yes. Which is, instead of having this all exposed, as it was going to be,
all stone, you mean?
well, exposed like this, with just the mortar put in between, it's now going to be completely rendered.
Yeah, it is render this time.
And why?
I was just sitting looking at it the other night thinking it's just going to take forever. Forever and ever and ever. And the other thing that we've experienced this winter is that how dark this room is.
Yeah.
It really needs as much light and refraction as it can possibly get. So we've got the paint for the ceiling, but we're going to keep this exposed and re-mortar all the cracks here. But we were told a long time ago that this wall would never have been exposed initially because of the way the stones are. The crofters would have had it, well, rendered over the top, and the roof would have been open to thatch, probably with some Hessian sacking underneath. So, for the sake of sanity and originality, I want it to look like it is on the outside of the house. I don't want it to be flat and pristine. I want to still see the shape of the stones. So, that's the plan. Get rid of the loose stuff with a big brush that we've got, and make sure any loose stones are bedded in again, and then rendered over the top.
All these need filling with stones.
No. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to start on the walls, then I'll get going on the ceiling, and we'll just have nice white walls with the chimney breast exposed. And this you can lime wash over the top of that. If we're finding that the colour is, if the mortar's like picking up dirt or whatever as we're going, we can lime wash.
So the idea is the lime mortar that we've got is now going to be rendered onto this, and then you're going to lime wash it.
And then everything's still breathable.
Yeah. And
the stones can still radiate heat. Okay. Don't look so enthusiastic. Contemporary lime plastering is a 3-part process, giving a fairly smooth finish. Because we would like a more rustic finish, similar to the outside of the cottage, we want to try the older method of hand application first. We have no idea if we'll like the finish or how many coats we'll need to apply to get it how we want it. But as with many things on this renovation, we'll take our time to make these decisions as we go along. moment of truth. Is it going to stay down or is it going to ping back up? Oh, you put one in the middle as well. Did you?
I've got no idea.
Success.
On a plate for you.
Well, that's good. Because you weren't sure that that was going to work.
Finders.
Findus crispy pancakes.
Finders adverts. Finders, success on a plate for you. Remember?
No. Wait, I can't believe we grew up in the same country. I wonder what the last people that did this talked about while they were doing it.
The application.
Do you know that they used to rethatch the houses every year? And it was around here they would have used the rushes or the heather. But could you imagine that? Every single year, ripping off your entire roof and starting again.
Well, they didn't have the new series of Yellowstone to distract them, did they? I mean, my point is, like, yeah, they had lots to do, but what else are they going to do?
But I wonder why. I mean,
They didn't really have that much leisure time, did they?
more in the winter.
I mean, I don't know, when was this last done? There's just no way of knowing, is there? You'd be a complete guess. It could have been done at any time in the last, like, 150 years.
Well, we know it was, the boarding was put up in the 70s.
So they could have been talking about the Boer War. They could have been talking about
Prince Charles Edward Stuart landing up the road.
Yeah, that's going back a bit far, isn't it?
No.
It's like 1700s, isn't it?
1745.
So mid-1700s.
I've found in the local history group, they have a record of men from this island joining, being on the muster roll for the uprising.
Yeah, but I don't think that this render was put on in the mid-18th century.
Well, have it your way.
It must have been changed before that.
You're so unromantic.
I think it was done in the 1990s.
So we should be listening to...
They were listening to the Spice Girls while they were doing this.
Well, our experience with this is that it tends to go off fairly quickly, although it takes a really long time to cure properly. We just need to make sure it dries out evenly. That's it.
So 3 bags.
That's 3 bags. But yeah, it's how I wanted it to look. I'm glad.
I think we've definitely got the consistency figured out to get the best adhesion onto the wall. But yeah, it's going to be weird. We've spent so long looking at those stones. But I'm just looking forward to the lime wash.
Get the light levels up in here.
Yep. Job is a good one.
Well, I'm going to continue doing the ceiling.
So what's the plan?
Well, a bunch of rocks and stones over there that I took out when I was dismantling all that.
I'm dying.
And we should just bring them over and start stacking them up. I've got the creeping thyme seeds now, I've got them, so I just need to propagate them and then we can plant it in all the crevices. But if we just build up the rocks to start with and then go try and get some of this moss.
This is the side that concerns me.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be probably mostly moss, isn't it? Unless we can find some long, narrow rocks. But even if we just like cover it in, smear it in a bit of dirt, the creeping thyme will go down the side.
We can't move it any further. I think a few people commented saying, why don't you put it there, or why don't, blah, blah, blah. This is the only flat piece of ground that we could put these blocks on and get them level.
Once we blend it in a little bit, it's not the dish that is obtrusive. Now that it's pointing upwards, you don't see it.
But my point is, there was nowhere else we could put this. We looked everywhere. This was the only place that these blocks would actually lay flat.
Bed in. Well.
So I mean, that's the right why it's so far on the edge. Because people might think, well, why didn't you just move it a bit further over, and then you could do exactly what you're saying on all sides. But
does this here?
Yeah, it just it slants off like that at this point. So this was the only place that it could go.
But by the time we're finished, we're going to have the nicest looking Starlink stand in the west of Scotland.
If they have like nicest Starlink in the world competitions, we're going to win it.
Right, okay, I'll start bringing rocks over. Do you think the sheep will help?
No. I think all they'll do is like wander around and munch. So you're getting the stones from over here?
Over at the side of the house.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Get the wheelbarrow, or should we just cart them over?
Just do it by hand. Poor worms.
Second load. Oops, sorry, worm. Get the idea. I want them kind of going at an angle like that.
If you do that and then you use, we haven't got any lime mortar left, have we? So we could just, but yeah. So you want long flat stones, use the mud as a...
Ideally ones with moss already on them, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, there are plenty of them, it's just tracking to get them, isn't it? What about this selection down here?
I'm coming back.
Oh,
Don't throw, I'm here. Thank you. I don't know what to do with this corner. That's the most awkward bit.
you're destroying what I've done.
I gave you a detailed breakdown of the plan. You've deviated from it.
I haven't.
It's to be
Rubbish.
up like that. Okay. What do you think?
Is this a fall hazard? Well, I think we need a sign.
A sign?
Yeah, that says fall hazard. So
No
the sheep-
loitering.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
This is my favourite stuff. I like
I found some red.
red.
Yeah, red moss. So when I went for that walk up the hill the other day to see if I can get another route to the sawmill, I tried getting it. It was on the very top of one of the peaks. And I was looking at it, I'm thinking, right, is it just gone this colour because of the, time of year, or is it actually red moss? But in the end, I couldn't get it. I didn't have tools or anything with me. I just had my hands, so I left it. But I know exactly where it is.
Well, it'd be nice to add.
Well, that was my thinking, but like I said, it's not as if I don't know where it is.
Are you happy for me to do it?
Well, there's no point in me doing it because you're only going to end up moving it around. Do you need any more moss?
No, I think I've got enough. Just trying to kind of soften the edges a bit.
I'm going to have a look from afar, critique it for you.
Well, it's only half done. What's 4:30? It's going to be getting dark soon.
It's the weather, isn't it? It's dancing between the bloody rain.
Right, I'd like you to stay there, please. Don't move.
Do you feel your brain frying?
Well, it did give me a bit of headache last time when I was before lunch.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to stand around working next to these dishes, especially the nature of this one. You sure you've got enough moss?
Yeah. I'm not going to put it on every surface. Might not get that much rain in there.
I'm off back to work. There's no point in me standing here watching you do this.
Okay.
When I've got stuff to do.
Come and see. I'm half paying a mind to get some acrylic paint and just mimic this lichen just along here. Don't you think that would blend it in even more?
Would the yoghurt do that?
Maybe.
Well, people say, don't they, put yoghurt on it and it...
Goes mouldy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, a few years' time, 10 years, it'll be completely covered in moss. You won't even see the stones, but yeah, I think it'd be nice to put some white on the edges as well. Mimic the islands more.
It's a shame about this cable, but we'll figure something out. Well, we're going to conjure it at some point, aren't we?
Yeah, we need to bury it. Yeah, we've only done sort of this half today. We'll do the other half another day. But it's better than a day.
Give it, like you say, well, in real terms, give it a month.
This gets full sun So I've picked moss that was already on the wall in full sun, not in the forest, so it won't get too much of a shock. I'll get plenty of rain here as well.
What happened to the sunshine? It was really warm this morning. It's freezing.
We just had a
now,
hail
isn't it?
shower.
That hail shower was spectacular. We should have filmed that. Never mind. Well, yes, this is very well done.
Moss Mountain. Well, that was an interesting email we just got. Rather exciting email.
YouTube have been in touch and said that we're going to be...
Up and coming creator. We're going to be on trending.
I thought I was going to say
tomorrow.
Creator of the month, but it's not, is it? It's up and coming. Basically what it is, I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember what it's called? Creator on the Rise.
That's it.
So yes, we've been called Creator on the Rise. So for 24 hours, we get 5... Is it 5 uploads?
4 of our most recent uploads are advertised by YouTube on the trending page.
I'm sure it's 5.
Well, we can get...
I just watched the vlog and the guy said 5.
Okay.
So 5 videos are trending on the trending page, and it's our last... I think it's our most successful and the last 4 recent are what gets basically shoved in everybody's faces for 24 hours.
All over the UK.
It's just, it's over the world, isn't it?
I think it said in your country.
Ah, is that true?
That's what it said.
Oh, well, I'm slightly disappointed by that.
I
thought it was the world.
say that you can anticipate a massive increase in traffic. So we must be doing something right.
We've been experiencing unprecedented levels of subscription at the moment. We had, like yesterday, we had 700 people subscribe to the channel.
That's new.
So again, this has just come out of nowhere. We don't know why, but then YouTube the following day get in touch and say, well, you're doing so well at the moment that we're going to help you even a bit more and push you. And they've said that expect a huge amount of new subscribers and watch your comments, because as always happens when we get an influx of interest, we'll get a small percentage. Well, the small percentage that we get of negative comments goes even higher. So we're probably going to lock down the comments for 24 hours. In fact, the thing is, when you see this, which will be Thursday night,
it'll be all over.
It'll all be over. So if anybody tried commenting and didn't see their comment, this is the reason why.
Yeah, sorry.
But they'll all be reinstated.
Damage limitation. But yeah, we pause the comments for 24 hours and then we open them up again.
But yeah, it's very exciting because we don't know what to expect, do we? It's like nothing could happen. Everything could happen. Or it could just be like, oh, well, that was pleasant. But are you sure it's only the UK? I thought it was within all the actual participating countries.
Well, maybe it is, I don't know.
Either way, we already know what's happening.
Well, you're listening to this in the future, so how many subscribers are we at today? 35?
I think we're just about to hit 36,000 subscribers.
Okay, so we'll see what the figures are on Wednesday when this airs.
No, Thursday.
Thursday when this airs.
The after effects, the shockwaves from this last a week. So it's not just like one day that you get a massive amount of interest, which will show up on the analytics, but it trickles through for the rest of the entire week. And then things usually settle down after 7 days, back to your normal,
Well, we'll see.
Your new normal.
We'll see. New normal. I'm going in for a cup of tea.
I'm freezing cold, I'm going.
I'm cold.